You know, TV shows are like bread and Nutella to me. And that means it's one delicious combo, man. They are truly a gift from the heavens above and one of humanity's greatest inventions. I mean, think about it. Having the privilege to sit down and watch one of your favorite forms of media is always nothing short of a life-changing experience. Binging can take you from being depressed about unemployment to a little less depressed about unemployment. I hate being broke, man, but the point I'm making is we all love watching shows. Entertainment is just amazing in general. And yet, I digress, because this isn't what I'm here to speak on, ladies and gentlemen. So let's just cut this shit. A lot of shows are just overhated beyond reason, to the point where it's just a bunch of nitpicking and stupid takes from people who lack any brain cells and are just stupid. It pisses me off, man. It's dumb. And so for today's video, my friends, I will be unleashing my rage, my fury, my undeniable anger, and my intelligence on how some shows just get hated on for no reason. It's stupid. And also, I'm gonna agree with some of the hate too, because some of these shows can be straight up ass, bro. And without further yapping, the first show I think people have genuinely got a personal vendetta against is Steven Universe. Because I don't understand how the majority opinion of Steven Universe is bad. It was a peak show growing up, and it's arguably a top 10 show on Cartoon Network. And the mystery of why most people hate this shit, like it's a sin or something, will never be a mindset I'll ever be able to understand. I was around 9 or 10 when Steven Universe even first started airing on CN. And at the time, with some of the cartoons I would watch alongside it, I was just brained about them. You know, it was kind of like doom scrolling, but instead, I just firm sitting in front of a TV for hours just watching whatever came up. Because as a kid, I couldn't care less, man. But I didn't have that same experience with Steven Universe. I liked the show. I could even go a mile ahead and say I loved it though. It was hella tough back in the day. I thought the story was amazing, with the crystal gems being rebels fighting Homeworld to defend Earth, the whole shebang with rose quartz and faking pink diamonds shattering, as well as Steven's powers growing and developing every other episode. And instead of Steven just taking revenge on other gems for what they do to him and his family, the show in itself teaches you to embrace forgiveness and talk about your emotions like a normal human being. Yeah, long story short, they used to cry a lot out of conflict, but you know, it was still good. The cast of all the different characters were dope as hell, going from the most important people like the crystal gems themselves and Steven, go inside characters like Lapis, Peridot, and Bismuth, and even some of the humans like Lars, Greg, and Ronaldo. Man, you know I'm just bullshitting. You know I ain't care about no Ronaldo. He's a bum. I prefer the Grandma Fish 2 pieces than Ronaldo, bro. He's trash. The art and visuals of this show were impeccable. They were like none other for its time. Places like Beach City, Homeworld, and various other places they went to on Earth were so different. It was way more colorful and vibrant with each place they went to. That shit would blind you sometimes. The fight scenes were decent. They kept you mad entertained and engaged through them. And the fusions, they would make you go crazy, bro. They were straight gas. Like Opal, Sardonyx. Opal, she was fine as hell, man. And do I even have to say anything about the music? That's what Steven Universe is mostly known for. Fam, I swear down, you can hate on the show all you want, but when it comes to the music, I might go a little bit crazy. I don't play with that shit. You know it's fire. Back when Garnet first scrapped Jasper for the first time, and they just started playing the heaven that is stronger than you, I look in here because you really need to focus. It had me proper levitating listening to this for the first time. That's how amazing it was. It had me rising like, arise my son, arise, and you shall be healed now. Like I know the same guys hating on any music from SU would be the same people hiding in a closet binge listening to the intro. They're fake. Steven Universe music always went crazy. I can't name one bad song. It had bangers on top of bangers. Songs like Here Comes a Thought, It's Over, Isn't It, Peace and Love on the Planet Earth, Love Like You, Full Disclosure, Giant Woman, a Giant Woman. Everything from the movie, bro, it was so clear. How is it remembered as bad? How? I've seen so many controversial takes about the show that it's like it brainwashes you and makes you forget about everything good about it. It had a masterclass in storytelling as well as adapting real life scenarios and problems into the show. Listen to my wisdom real quick. Like Lapis and Jasper, they show you what the hell a toxic relationship looks like. With Jasper being persistent on her bad behavior, they still try and get to fuse with Lapis. And even though Lapis seems to not like that shit, she still liked that shit. She wanted to be with her. That's some real problems right there. You definitely know a toxic relationship yourself, you flipping twit. Or even the crazy personal problems the crystal gems each had to Rose. Her having an undying affection and loyalty to her because, I don't know, it was her flipping purpose to serve her every command. Garnet and Amethyst both questioning their existences because one is a fusion of two different gems and the other saw herself as imperfect and as a mistake compared to her gem counterparts. You might let this fly over your head, you weren't listening. Look, I'm not saying Steven Universe was my favorite cartoon or the best cartoon on Cartoon Network. Okay, that spot is definitely for regular show. But the undying amount of hate this show has for a bunch of odd reasons is something to this day that's a giant piece of bullshit. It's not that bad, G, I promise. I know when it was airing, it went on a lot of hiatuses which would piss off regular watchers, and I can understand how some other people are upset, with most of the conflict just ending with forgiving everyone. But you man need to understand, that's Steven's whole character, it's his whole flow. What do you want him to do? Blow up Homeworld? He's a pacifist like Aang from Avatar. When everyone told him that he had to end the Fire Lord, he didn't want to do that because he's a pacifist. He's a monk. So instead, he took his bending away. The same way Steven chose to forgive the diamonds and get them to help him reform all the gems that they all shattered. And he doesn't even really forgive the diamonds anyway, because in Steven Universe future, he literally tried to pack off White Diamond, take her life real quick. And you can even see Steven didn't cope with all of his problems at a young age all that well. He had trauma throughout the whole season, questioned himself, and turned into flipping Godzilla. And yet, despite everything good about Steven Universe, a bunch of random people will hate on that shit and make videos that get millions, 9 million views on why Steven Universe is bad. Yo, that's just straight up beyond repair now. That's a career-ending amount of people who probably don't like the show now. Yo, how you gonna ruin one of my favorite childhood cartoons like that? Bun you, man. Steven Universe is an amazing show regardless. It's better than all the negativity people surround it with. Trust me, if you genuinely give it a try, you'll mess with it for real, because it's so peak, man. It's peak. Moving on to the next show, we have Devil May Cry. And I'm a little 50-50 about this one. Now look, as an anime, you have to admit, this show is fire. You can't lie and just straight up hate on the art style and animation. You're crazy if you do. Like, if we forget for a second about it being a video game adaptation, it's not bad. It's a great show. The fight scenes, mwah, they're amazing. Top notch. The animation and the scrapping they do in this show is peak. The story and how it's based on the White Rabbit trying to open a portal to hell. And at first, it looks like he has malicious intent, but really and truly, he had a reasonable crash out. Humanity in this story are just as bad as the demons on the other side, and demons aren't even as bad as the human world sees them. It's low-key just racism. They're racist. Like, there's a whole episode in where a lady lets all the Mackay refugees who fled hell to survive leave with her soldiers to get to safety. And the minute the vice president finds out, the guy just gives them a command to murder all the demons. For what? Even the White Rabbit's backstory was about him saving demons, but they still decided to kill them all. And even by the end of the season, when they beat the White Rabbit and stopped hell from combining with Earth, bro, the vice president was truly the biggest villain of the entire story. He just blows up the whole of hell, eviscerating it. It was like Watchmen when Ozymandias blew up the whole of New York. It was crazy. And on top of that, he's voiced by Batman. It was kind of tough though. Dante wasn't even as bad as some people may say. He kept his somewhat cocky behavior and chat shit attitude like he always had from Devil May Cry 3 and onwards. You can at least say, as someone who likes DMC, that the Netflix anime is better than this game. You have to admit that it's not that bad. But when it comes to seeing and acknowledging that this is a video game adaptation, yeah, I can see why people don't like this shit. First off, it's not even Devil May Cry. It's Lady May Swear. Because every single time Lady comes on screen, she always drops the F-bomb. It's annoying. Even when she doesn't need to, the over swearing she does is stupid. In fact, the last show I'm gonna bring up later has the worst swearing ever done in TV history. But we're gonna get to that in a bit. Lady's character, compared to how she is mainly Devil May Cry 3, is disgusting. Why make her this over-obsessive demon-killing racist who had one traumatic experience and then just now generalizes every demon as a threat? Bro, this woman held a family at gunpoint because they were demons. A baby at gunpoint. They weren't even doing nothing. She was tripping. They made her so unlikable in this show. She betrayed Dante twice. Even after Dante saved the world, she still betrayed him. I mean, when it comes to the whole demon hate, I can understand why she has this kind of behavior to an extent. Let's be real. If our dad turned into demons and killed our moms, we'd probably destroy the world too. But with the way Lady was so hyper obsessive about hating on demons and just shooting them on sight, it was just so tiring to see. If they were a demon, it was just on sight always. It's just that they made her a total bitch. And when it comes to Dante, at the time of when I first started watching the show, I watched it before I even started playing Devil May Cry. Don't boo me, man. Don't boo me. You can't call me a LARPer. This is how people get into shit in the first place. Don't hate on me. Eventually, though, when I got to Devil May Cry 4 and heard Nero speak for the first time, I was like, wait a minute. Ain't this just Dante? And even in the anime, it can't just be me who thought they tried to make him more like Nero than they did Dante. Like in the Devil Trigger episode, it starts off with him getting a literal devil arm. Exactly like Nero's arm. He felt more like this guy with his cocky attitude than this guy. And even though both Dante and Nero have their moments of practically having the same kind of cocky behavior, you can still tell there's a distinct difference between the two. They're not the same. I will admit though, his Devil Trigger looked kind of tough. but he also looked like a Ben 10 alien, so I'm kind of mixed on how I feel about it. The show isn't bad. It's never overhated. It's not as terrible as people really make it out to be. It's just that Devil May Cry fans will ultimately hate on this shit like crazy because it's really not Devil May Cry. It's nothing like the games. Besides it taking the characters from there, that's it. It's no longer the same type of entertainment anymore. And in my opinion, to even be able to enjoy the show for what it is, you have to look at it as if it's not the same thing as the games. This Dante is not like this Dante. This lady is not like this lady. And if you could look at it from that perspective, you can actually be one of the few that enjoy the show. Don't jump on the bandwagon. Trust me, it's a lot better than what people think. Take this as my recommendation. The show is good. It's kind of fire at certain parts. And as long as you look at it as something different to the games, you'll enjoy it, man. Trust me. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the last show I have to speak about is maybe one of the most controversial shows I've ever seen the internet talk on. This show is so full of ass that there's only a few good things about it. It is so painful to watch that it can truly break a man down. And you probably saw in the thumbnail already. The show I'm speaking about is Hazbin Hotel. Now, the one thing you need to know about me, my friends, is that your boy messes with the musicals, man. I've always loved that about Disney. The whole breaking out into song in the middle of the movies. Hell yeah, that was always fire. It even got me into watching a little bit of Hamilton because of it. And I low-key vibed with that too. You could probably tell I already mess with music like that because of my earlier take about Steven Universe. And with Hazbin Hotel, the music does not disappoint. You know, in season 2, the songs go crazy. They went X Games on this stuff. Love in a Ball and Loser Streak, amazing. Don't you forget, phenomenal. Vox Popular and Brighter, hell yeah. One thing I can say about Hazbin is that it goes crazy for its music. That's something nobody can violate about it. It always goes clear. But beside the fire music, the show in itself is so ass, bro. It's terrible. Look, like what you like. I'm not gonna disrespect anyone who likes or loves this show. But deadass, if somebody asks me what do I think of Hazbin Hotel, I'll just tell them I didn't like it. It was cool though, because that's how mid the show is in its entirety. It's less about Charlie's plan to help sinners get into heaven than it is about random bullshit go. Every other episode focuses on something completely different than what it should mainly be focused on. I understand world building and seeing other character stories, but there's actually no clear direction on where they want the show to go anyway. And also, a lot of this shit doesn't even make any sense. Why would sinners want to go into heaven when heaven literally purged these men for no good reason? Stupid. How are the higher-ups in heaven allowing sin and genocide because of overpopulation? How are these guys still in heaven anymore in the first place? They're murderers. It's like they eventually want to lead up and say heaven is just as bad as hell. But that literally makes no sense. How are people like Adam, the first man in this show, and Luke in heaven when Adam literally jokes around murking sinners for fun and Luke is just a psycho? She likes murdering people, bro. She's crazy. How is it that Lucifer, the quote-unquote king of hell in this world, has no flipping power to begin with? He's literally a bit above average here. How is he so shook of Vox and did nothing? I don't get this, man. It makes no sense. It took Charlie just saying Vox is the strongest sinner and boom, instant Zenkai boost. Somehow becomes the most proclaimed strongest person there. How is it that when it came to fighting off heaven at the end of season 1, before that even happened, Vaggie, somebody who used to murk sinners for a living, didn't even know herself that angel weapons can kill angels too? What kind of dumb writing is that? No, man. On top of that, the show is just weirdly over-sexualized to a point where it's just uncomfortable. They make a bunch of jokes that are just doing way too much. It's not every 5 minutes that somebody needs to make a nasty comment or pun that just never works with whatever they think is funny. The humor in here is for 5-year-olds. The same people who laugh at stupid shit like fart jokes. I mean, I laugh at people fine, but that's way better than whatever Hazbin comes up with. And the swearing gets me mad. It's so jarring how they say the F word. Nobody swears like this, bro. Like, I'd show you guys, but I want to make some money, so I can't. But trust me, it's so corny. It's worse than manipulated behavior in anime. The type of shit Light was doing in Death Note was way less dead than this shit. It's so ass. I cringe when they swear in this show. It's like it was written by a 13-year-old. It's so bad. Like, my favorite in Hazbin Hotel is just Husk, bro. It's just Husk. The rest of these men are so mid. I don't know. Maybe it's because Husk is the only normal swearer out of all of them. Plus, he's voiced by Keith David. You know the doctor from Princess of the Frog that went, "Are you ready?" And I would have said Vox too, but he got hold by the plot. He got his head ripped off like he just didn't have ultimate power like 5 seconds ago. Ass. Look, if we're comparing indie animations, I just finished watching The Amazing Digital Circus, and it is so much better than Hazbin Hotel. It's just about a couple of people surviving in a digital circus made to trap them there. A flipping show so simple that it stays entertaining because it's not doing too much. Whereas Hazbin Hotel focuses on anything except the story. I might just be nitpicking, but that's just my personal take on it. Also, quick side note, how do people like Jax? He's a piece of shit. He would cause you to abstract with the way he chats to everyone else. Don't give him grace. He's a rage baiter. He becomes more likable after episode 6. But before then, I don't know how people can like the guy. It's like saying you'd be cool with a bully bullying you. It doesn't make sense. Look, Hazbin Hotel is a decent show. It has potential to be really good. But with the way the writing is and how the characters are, it's like it's being made to be mid. It could go crazy, but it just needs a better developed story than where it's at now. It's like a fanfic artist wrote it. And also, drop the swearing. It's horrible and it never works. Stop. And these were all the shows I wanted to bring up today. Listen, man, them. Trust me, give all of them a watch anyway. Especially Steven Universe is phenomenal. If you messed with this video, go ahead and jump on this one. I love and appreciate all you, man. And I'ma see you in the next one. Peace.